Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel about cross stitch and every once in a while some other crafty stuff. I'm coming to you a little later today. I had an eye doctor appointment, so I will be getting some fancy dancy reading glasses that will help me with my stitching as opposed to just these distance glasses that make everything blurry. So usually I'm looking at the pattern, then I'm up, then I'm down, then I'm up, then I'm down. So I'm super excited that I will be able to see my stitching a little bit easier and not give myself headaches with it. So that was my morning, and so we're getting a little bit later start, but hopefully not too late to get this uploaded to YouTube. If you are new, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by, pressing play, hitting subscribe if you like it, please, or liking the video. Feel free to leave comments. I love to hear from everybody, and I love talking back to you guys. I have some people that responded to my comments from last week, and I'm trying to figure out how that I get a notification, but then I lose it when I look at comments. But there's a few of you I want to respond back to. So I have to figure out the best way to not lose those comments, because I do want to keep all the conversations going, and I love it. So please make comments, respond, and just have fun with it. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much, or watcher, maybe you'll think about subscribing. But thank you. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot, and I am still the lone stitcher here. My daughter's kind of put it to the side right now. I was thinking, quarantine, what else is she doing? She's working out. It's preseason, sort of. It's workouts before preseason, but I thought, I could get her to stitch with me, but not so much so far. So I stitch with you guys on Flosstube. I love chatting with you, and it's so nice when you say that you've watched my videos and you enjoy them, because it just means so much to me. Thank you so much. All right, let's get started. I have a finish. I kind of knew it was coming, and it's finally here. It's September Cottage from Cottage Needleworks. Remember last week's video, I told you that the house was taking a long time, and the stitching was taking me a while. This week, the rest of the house flew. It was so easy, and it just finished in no time. So here we go. This is on the back side of Vintage Country Mocha. Remember that all of my counts are 18 count. If you're a returner, and which you'd know that. If you're new, everything is 18 count. So that's what you'll see with what I've got stitching. I have no other counts in today's stitching. So I did end up leaving out the birds. Originally, I had just forgotten them, to be honest with you, and I had to finish. And then I looked at it again, and I said, oh, whoops, I forgot the birds. But you know what? I kind of liked it like this. So I made the executive decision to keep them off and to just keep it like that. And super excited. If you're new, these are being made for my mom into some sort of yearly thing that she can change out. Once I figure out what that yearly thing is that she'll change out. I originally talked about, usually I try to do one a month, and I'm a couple months ahead. I talked about next month, since it's July, Christmas in July, doing December, which I might still do, but I don't think I'm purely doing Christmas stitching in July, so I might just keep on track and do October next. We'll see. I have the October pattern. I'm not sure if I have the flosses, and I have a big thing of the Vintage Country Mocha, and these take little bits, so I should be okay. With all the houses, I'm just doing the same color fabric, so this way, whatever I decide for her, she can just easily change out, and it matches. So that's my finish. Whips. The whips are the regular whips. First one, although in June I'm switching, and 1 week I'll do 2 of my Mania starts, and the other week I work on the other 2, so that they're all getting some time in June, and then I'll figure out how to stitch them going forward after that. The first one is not a Mania start. This was started this month. It's Long May She Wave by Stitching with the Housewives. Instead of the black fabric, I chose a navy blue that's got some the light all of a sudden changed on me here. Usually I tape a little bit later in the day. Ooh, maybe if I do that. Or earlier in the day. So the light hasn't come around as much. So it might be a little bit brighter today. I'm sorry about that. I will try my best. This flag is never ending. I think I have, what do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have another red and I have another red and I have another white stripe, and then I'll be done. So I'm just concentrating on that. This, I thought I stitched more on this past week. This was a couple times I took this with me because stitching the stripes is pretty much a no-brainer. I mean, this one here kind of changed up a little bit, but then once you got below that, they're all the same amount. So I basically take a strand and I just stitch all the way across, and then another one type of thing. So I thought I got more done than this, but this is a good size flag, so it's taking me a while. You'll notice there's no chicken. I ended up, what did I do here? There should be a chicken here. I put another flower and I raised this flower a little bit so that there's not as much of a big space. And there's a chicken that's supposed to be on the truck, which I will not do. I'm gonna see without anything what it looks like. And if it looks fine, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm okay with a little bit of space, negative space, I guess you'd call it. It works for me if it looks good. So that's that one. And this is navy blue from Garibaldis. I think they are still on vacation. They are still trying to catch up from all the orders. And I think I'm seeing a lot of hand dye fabric dyers are having trouble getting some of the supplies and some of the fabrics. I know Color and Cotton has said there will be no June fabric of the month because she doesn't know if she'll have enough, and I'm not sure in certain types if it's come in. So that might be part of why Garibaldis is on vacation too, because maybe they're having some trouble getting some of their base supplies. Next is Little House Needleworks, Kringles. So I am taking this in little chunks. My goal this week was to finish that window. Let me fold this up just a little bit. And we did it. We got the window done. I decided I'm actually kind of liking going across the top, so I changed my mind of coming down this way. I am filling in some brick and some mortar as we go along, but I do think that the next time I pick this up, I will continue working on the roof and the snow and get the third window, because there's 3 windows. And then I'll have the width of it done up top and work my way down from there. This is on Artemis by BeStitchMe. It's a nice light gray. The ecru does show up in person, maybe not so much on the screen, but it definitely shows up in person. That was the one worry. I knew I wanted something along these lines, but I just wasn't sure. Anytime you have snow and the lighter colors, I always worry about them showing up. But it seems to do a nice job with this one. So yeah, so the window and some of the roof, and then now I'm gonna start more of that there and go back and forth. But this one now is gonna get put aside for a little bit. Next week it will not be worked on. And then I'll see how I wanna stick this one in a rotation. I'm not sure yet. Of my 4 manias, this is probably the last one that will get the most work on it, because the other ones are a lot closer to completion, as you're gonna see with my next whip. And there is a different Christmas one that I figure that I would just work on first, finish that one, and then, because that I have a better chance of finishing before this one, because this one I'm looking for Christmas 2021. That's my goal on Kringles, as opposed to 2020. I don't think I would, unless I did nothing but stitch Kringles, but I think that would burn me out a little bit too. It's a great pattern, but it's huge, and I think I want to just take my time with it. I am just going on my iPad to show you the picture of my last whip, because it's a digital and I didn't have the actual. It's the Hello Pumpkin from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'm loving this, loving this. This is on Nantucket Sky by Fabrics by Stephanie. I love that. I love it. I actually just placed an order with her, and I got a whole nother thing of this fabric because I love it. I love the look of it. So I had the fox done. I did not have the owl. I was pretty much, like that. And I gave myself, I think 2 days this past week I worked on this because there's so many colors. When you pull it out, a day is not enough. I feel like I need some more time because now that I've dragged all the colors out, I want to have a good chunk of time stitching with them. So I was he's got a very, all the different colors back and forth in his wing there. And I was kind of procrastinating. I mean, I made it through the hedgehog. I should be fine. So I did all this here, and I did the mushroom, and I was on here, and I said finally, oh, I got to do the owl. So I buckled down, and I did the owl, which I'm so thrilled with now. So I have a few more here, but then the tree is done, and then we work our way down. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks, depending. I don't know if I'm going to do this during July. It's definitely going to get picked up in August if I don't do any in July. And I think I could have this done by September. I really do. But I love it. I love the bright colors. It's so fun. It's so whimsical. The animals look so cute. I am really enjoying this stitch. Really, really like it. So the end is not, I'm not quite seeing the end, that final end. What is it when you cross over? The ending. I don't even remember now. And my son ran track for a couple of years, and I just go finish line. The finish line is not quite there yet, but it is definitely. Once I finish the tree out and start working my way down, I feel like then things will go a lot faster. And I don't think there's as many color changes, so that will also make things go faster. So those are my 3 whips. This guy will also get put aside for the week because I'll work on my other 2 mania starts for next week. So that would take me into July, and I have to think about my July plans. Hopefully next week I will have a better idea and I can show you some plans of some new starts, and I have some Christmas whips because I had this grand plan right after Thanksgiving. I was going to do 12 Christmas, what did I call it? I even hashtagged it. 12 Christmas stitches, I think. And I started 12 different things. And then I started them all, and then everything got crazy, and I put them aside. And now looking at them, a few of them I want to restart on some of now that I've discovered fabrics, more than just neutrals. I want to try some on new things. So I want to go through all the Christmas whips I have and pick out some that I think I'll work on in Christmas with some new stuff. And Christmas list, which is a mania start, is definitely on my Christmas list. But hopefully next week I'll have an idea and I can show you because, well, next week is the last Friday in June, and then we hit July. It's amazing. June is flying by. All right, I have a new start because I finished September Cottage. So I said, I owe myself a new start. So I had picked up a few weeks ago, I had showed you this, Moral Compass by Bendy Stitchy Designs. And I chose to stitch it on. I had a couple of choices and I went back and forth, but I ended up with Through the Stones by BeStitchMe, which is a really, it's not coming up. There's maybe it is. It's a neutral, but there's a nice blue tone to it. Bluish greenish, kind of bluish greenish. It's really quite lovely, and it may become one of my new favorite neutrals. I love it. So I am using DMC, which is what is called for here on this pattern, and it's flying by. I love it. So I tried to get this box finished before the video, but no such luck. Timing got away from me. I'm finding that the lighter color there is a 762. I thought it would show up better on this fabric because it is a little bit darker. There's a little bit of the greenish blue tinge, but I'm finding it's a little light. That's okay with the sign because Easy and Right are both covered with that blue. So I'll be fine with that. It's when we get down to soon we must, and the word choose is in that same light color. I have a few ideas. It's not going to work in the 762, but I have a couple ideas, a few things I want to see if I can pick up. I think Michael's had it, and I think my Michael's is doing curbside pickup, so I may try to do that. Do an online order and then just pick it up. And so hopefully I can figure that out, and maybe we'll have a finish next week. Let's put it this way. If I can figure it out what I want to do that word choose in, we'll definitely have a finish. If I don't get what I'm thinking about or it doesn't look right, everything else will be stitched. It is a quick stitch, but it's an enjoyable stitch. I'm really enjoying it. It's the first Bendy Stitchy I've done. The pattern is huge, which is great. Easy to see, symbols, not a problem. I love it. I had gotten another Bendy Stitchy. It was the snowman that's kind of leaning over with the tree. If I can find what fabric I might want to do on that one, maybe I'll do that as a Christmas start, because I really love her charting. Very, very easy to see. So if you haven't tried Bendy Stitchy, it's really a quite lovely stitch. I am loving it quite a bit. So that is the stitching. And what do I have going on for plans next week? I'm going to do Moral Compass, and I'm going to work on Long Meshy Wave, and my goal at the very least is to get that flag done. All right, so at least get the flag done. I have really no hopes of much else, but if I get that flag done, I'll be feeling like I've accomplished something. And then I do have a start. I joined, I have to turn my iPad on because it shuts itself off. I'm joining this Sal. It's through Pam at Just Keep Stitching. It's the I'll Be Home Sal. So I'll Be Home is a set of 12 houses monthly from Twin Peak Primitives. And some people are stitching them all in one. I know Pam is doing it on one piece. And some people are doing each month individually. And some people are just picking out a couple months. But there is a Facebook group for anybody who would like to join in. And I'm starting with the August house. So that's the one I'm going to start with. I have the floss, and then I have a nice lovely green. It's called Friendship Green from Fabrics by Stephanie. I think I'm going to throw the floss on there one more time, but I think it's going to look really nice. And I think that's what I'm going to stitch this one on. So that will be a start for next week. I'm looking forward to that. And then during the week too, I just want to iron out what I want to do for July and see if I can figure out those July plans, because I have a lot of different things running around the head of what I want to do, and I think it's time I finally figure it out, because July is right around the corner, so I better figure it out soon. All right. Now see, I didn't jinx it. The beginning of the last couple of videos, excuse me, my allergies. Do you have pollen floating around like snow? It's awful. I look outside and you think it's snowing, but it's all the pollen, and it's really, really getting to me. Sorry. I was really doing pretty good, and then the allergies kicked in again full force, and I don't remember that being the case in June normally. So I've been a little discombobulated because sleeping is off and everything else, because it's definitely kicked up quite a bit this week. But, and I've completely lost. Okay, that could be the over 50 brain fog going on, but I've completely lost my train of thought. That's hilarious. I have no idea where I was going with this. So I'm just gonna write it off and say, I've got allergy brain right now. A little bit of a mental fog. And let's just talk shopping, shall we? Oh gosh, I'm gonna watch this FAQ, and I'm gonna say to myself, oh, you silly goose. I have nothing but fabric. I'm really amping up my fabric stashes, and I have a lot of patterns. I don't even know what I have at this point. I just have them. I went crazy the end of last year, just buying all sorts of patterns, and now I need to really start stitching them. And I've been buying a few here or there, but I need to kind of stitch what I've got. So I've been giving myself lots of options for fabric, and hopefully I will start getting all those done. Now the first fabric I have is what month are we in? June. June fabric of the month, the neutrals from BeStitchMe. So if you get the neutrals and you haven't gotten it and you don't want to see it, look away. It's called Boot Camp. And this light's not going to do it justice. It's a really lovely, lovely color. Maybe that'll show it better. It's a great neutral. I think I'll really enjoy it and I'll like it. For those of you who got not the neutral but the color, it's beautiful. I saw the spoilers. So I went and I emailed Brandy because it was so beautiful. I said, Brandy, can I switch from neutrals to color? And she's like, sure, no problem. I changed you. And then the more I've looked at Boot Camp, I'm like, I really like her neutrals. I think Through the Stones is considered a neutral too. So now I'm debating on whether or not I want to get the neutral and the color, because every month I'm going to be looking back and forth saying, well, no, I want that one. I don't know. Is anybody doing both of them? Or in another fabric club, do you get both just because you can't decide? Please tell me I'm not the only one that would be thinking about that. So that is the BeStitchMe. And then I had placed an order probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago from Hand-Dyed Happiness, and that came in. Now this first one, I have no clue, and it's kind of like a wild thing, but I got the small piece. So it's, you know, it's not much. It's called Lemon Drop, and it is, see, that's gonna wash it out. It's not that subdued. It is bright. If you want a bright eye pop in your face towards a yellow, I don't know if I go back, because the closer I go, it definitely makes it look a little lighter. This is bright. It's almost, I don't know, would you call it neon? Maybe like the advertiser's version of lemonade. You know how they make it like look sometimes really yellow? It's bright. No idea, but it'll be fun. I'll find something to stitch on this. I'm really, really excited to give that a try. Then I also got, what's this one called? This one's called Honey. So this is definitely a neutral. Really like that. And then the last one I got from her is called Wintergreen. And this is pretty. So it's a little bit deeper than some of the other greens I have that are more sage. This is gorgeous though. Absolutely gorgeous. So I could totally see stitching some Christmas on this. And not only Christmas. I'm just throwing that out there because next month I'm doing some Christmas in July. But it is beautiful. I really, really like this. It's not a sage or mint, but it's not a crazy dark green either. So you could see a lot of things on this one. So really excited about giving that one a try. So those were the ones I got from Hand-Dyed Happiness. And then the last couple are from Vintage Needle Arts. She is down in Florida. And I don't know if she has things pre-dyed or what, because she ships literally within a day or two of you ordering. At least she has the few times I've ordered. So I don't know if what she puts up she has or what the case is. This one is called King's Gold. I was on a yellow kick. This is a little bit more gold. And again, the light's kind of making it more subdued. It's nowhere near as bright or like neonish as Lemon Drop. It's definitely more gold. And there was a beach pattern that I was originally thinking of doing on kind of a neutral sandy-ish sort of color. But I threw the flosses on here and it kind of looked cool. Once I get close to starting it, I may throw the flosses on for you because you guys are great and you are so supportive. Everybody's like, well, not everybody, but say 95% of you are like, go for it with the Santa on that bright blue. And I think I'm going to, because you guys are giving me that little extra nudge. I think I wanted to, but so you guys are great at saying, go for it, give it a try, take that leap. So when I get to that point, I will show this again with the floss and the pattern and see if you guys think it works. And if you don't, that's cool too. I always like to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions on you know, and I know everybody has different ideas of colors and tastes of what you want your stitching on. but I really appreciate when you do reach out and answer. The second one is called Summer Sky. I'd almost call it like a pool blue color. It's pretty. It's very pretty, and it's not, I have a lot of blues because I love blue. I really do. I really enjoy different shades of blue, but this one is definitely more of what you think of as a pool. Again, no plans, no ideas, but I thought this one was a fun one, so I gave that a try too. And that's it. That was my shopping, right? Oh, I got floss, but it was DMC. You guys know what DMC looks like. I needed to get floss. Well, I basically went through several patterns, most especially the I'll Be Home August. I only got the floss for one, so I think I'll be kind of jumping each month ahead as I go, just getting the floss for each one. But I needed that floss, so I picked that up, and then I just went through a few other patterns and said, you know what, let's get some floss. And Fire Poppies, loved them. Within a day, they've got that floss. And they had almost everything in stock. I think there was 2 I couldn't get out of the 47 I think I ended up ordering. So I love them. I love them. I have not been to Michael's yet. Like I said, I might do a curbside pickup and see what they have. But if I'm looking for floss online, Fire Poppies is the first place I go. DMC, because you know I'm a DMC girl. DMC girl in a fancy floss world. One day I will try it, I promise. But right now I'm just spending my money on fabric, not floss. So that was the shopping. I don't think I have much coming. I mean, there's some orders of fabric down the road, I think, like from Stephanie. But really, even that, tonight is Friday night fight night with Brandy at BeStitchMe. She's had a bunch new people join, so it's going to get harder and harder, I think, to win. But we'll give it a try. It's fun. Keeps me up till 10 o'clock, because otherwise I'd probably be falling asleep at 9:30. So it gives me a reason to stay awake a little longer on a Friday night. So that was it for shopping. I do have a giveaway, and remember, it is this, what is it called? A Bluebird Salute from Luminous Fiber Arts. Adorable. I had asked you guys what you like to do in the summer, and I loved reading your answers. And I hope everybody will get a chance to do some of their favorite activities. I know it's going to be a little different this year, but hopefully you get a chance to enjoy some summer. And the week's winner is Kim Enjoys Life. So Kim, if you could email me on the Gmail account, which is down below, or you could DM me on Instagram, however you want. If you could send me your address, I will send that out to you. I did want to say, last week's giveaway, I had not heard from the winner. It was this, the Prairie Schooler. I will give her one more week to respond. And if she doesn't, then I will pick, she'll have until I start taping next week. And if not, I will pick a new name and I will send it. I'll go back to the video and take the list of names I had from before, and I will choose another one and choose a different winner. So, but we'll give it one more week. It's only been 1 week. So I will give it a second week, and then we'll go from there. Next week is video number 20. So I'm hoping that I will have something to give away then. And other than that, there's not much going on. I do have to say, a couple weeks ago, for when I asked what you'd bring for barbecues, and I'm gonna link the recipe, I had gotten pickled cucumbers, pickles basically. And I don't like how my husband does the pickles, the cucumbers, I have to say. I've never, and I like cucumbers. So I said, I want this recipe. So she sent it to me, and I'm going to link it. It's called a very large bowl of pickled, what's it called? A very large bowl of pickles for a potluck. It is so good. Besides your general vinegars and sugars, it's got garlic and cilantro, and what else is in there? Scallions and red chili flakes. We just didn't do the mint because my husband's not a fan of mint. But we made this, and everybody, even both kids, and Megan always liked the pickled cucumbers, but Connor never did, and he's eating them like crazy. So that is our new favorite, and I think we're gonna get some more cucumbers this week because we used up all the other ones. But I'll link it below. So if you like that or you want to give it a try, I'll take you right to the recipe. Other than that, house stuff, we had meetings with the construction manager and the guy that will wire some Wi-Fi wires and whatever they do before they put the wall, after they put the frame up, but before they actually wall it. So that was all done again virtually, and we are very, very close to a start. So hopefully once groundbreaking happens, I will be able to show you some pictures. Super exciting. And this weekend I am trying to figure out paint and then the dreaded window treatments. So we will see. Paints I haven't narrowed down. Window treatments I'm a little bit sketchy on. But that's where we are from there. So other than that, we are going to stay in, make a nice little meal for my husband for Father's Day, and maybe have a picnic outside in the backyard and just enjoy a Father's Day close to home. I hope you all are well. My Stitchy friends, I love you guys, and I am so happy to connect with you each week. I hope you get a lot of stitching done this week, and just take care of yourselves. Until next time, happy stitching.